It's a Friday morning. It's 2-minute drill time. Jim Monaghan, Chris Swendeman, and we have a very, very special guest who, for the longest time, Chris, I think nobody knew what his first name was because all we remember is Matteau, 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 that incredible call by Howie Rose going back to that wonderful Stanley Cup season of 1994. Stéphane Matteau, good morning and welcome to WDHA.
Thanks for having me. Thank you.
So we were talking about that amazing call, and it's one of the great calls in sport history, never mind New York. When you finally heard it for the first time, what was your reaction?
My story is because we went on to win the Stanley Cup. 2 weeks later, we won the cup. I went on to move back to Montreal for the whole summer, and then we went to on a strike that one year, and I only came back to New York only in January. So a few months later, I didn't have any iPads or iPhone at my cottage at the time. So I heard the call the first time only about 6 months later. And I thought that was the greatest call. I still think it's the greatest call, but to have someone, an adult, to go that crazy and to mention my name, not only once, but 3 times, I thought it was very special. But the call gets on to me, to get on to a better it's been 25 years. Well, how many years? 30 years now already?
30 years.
30 years,
yep.
Yes. And it's been 30 years. So I think the call gets on better and better and better. The goal was special. The call was special, but the two together makes it even more better.
And it's coming off of Mark Messier's guarantee. Yeah, we're winning this thing. Talk about putting pressure on you.
Well, the whole playoff, that's why I think the fans remember how much that series was special. We lost game 1 in double overtime when Stéphane Matteau scored. I scored in the double overtime in game 3. Messier guaranteeing us to win in game 6 in New Jersey, which is not an easy game to win on the road, especially the Devils had such a good team at the time. And that was very gutsy on his part. But I didn't do anything special that game besides sitting on the bench and watching one of the greatest performances in the game of hockey. He scored 3 goals alone, and he had help from Kovalev, Grave, and Leach, and Zubov, obviously. But for him to call the game, to guarantee the game, made the whole series even more special.
Stéphane, you guys are celebrating the 30th anniversary this year of the Cup. We know the NHL playoffs is known as the second season. It's a grind. What does it take to go all the way and win the Cup?
A lot of things has to come and factor. You need to have leadership. You need to have a coach and a system that allows you to have bad games. And now that I'm not a genius now, 30 years later, but looking back, we lost a few games in '94 and key games also. But the Keenan did a very good job in listening to Messier and McTavish and Kevin Lowe and all the leaders that we had who've been there before with the Edmonton Oilers. So it takes talent, it takes luck. We were very fortunate; none of our key players got injured in '94. Richter stood on his head. We had the best power play throughout the whole year, and the power play kept on scoring some big key goals. We had the top line in Messier, Graves, and Anderson, who were scoring every single night. And the nights didn't score. Our line, myself, Larmer, and Kovalev scored. So, but we were a packed team. But a lot of factors help us win the Stanley Cup in '94. That's for sure.
Now, looking forward, the Rangers have an amazing lineup now. As you see them build their team and their cohesion, what do you think this team needs? Do you think this team has what it takes to get over that hump and win the Cup?
I thought last year they had a fantastic season, great season. They were cruising throughout the year. Playoff run was awesome. We had some very good games that they lost to the Stanley Cup Finals team and the Florida Panthers, who were, I think they were a little bit bigger. I think our Rangers ran out of juice a little bit, but to always give credit to the team who won also. Their goaltender was amazing, but to the Rangers, they are pretty much the same team this year, and they I'm sure they are disappointed the way they ended their season last year. And they had a great summer to think about it. It's a long season, but I think they still have a chance the next 2-3 years to win the Stanley Cup.
Stéphane, one of the things I did not know about you is that you played for Canada in the Little League World Series in 1982. And I'm trying to think if there's anybody else who played for Canada in baseball in the Little League World Series and won a Stanley Cup. If it's a very short list if you're not the only one.
Well, there was two pitchers on my team. Myself, I was pitching, and Pierre Turgeon. Pierre he was selected into the Little League World Series Hall of Fame. Pierre never won the Stanley Cup, but there's only one player, Chris Drury, won the Stanley Cup with the Colorado Avalanche and won the Little League World Series with Connecticut, if I'm not mistaken. He's the only player in the NHL who won the Stanley Cup and the Little League World Series. But I'm very flattered that I was able to represent our country to a big stage, even though we were only 12 years old. That was a very special time.
What was your best pitch?
Man, I didn't know how to pitch. It was a miracle summer. Like, we didn't have any coaching. No one ever taught me how to pitch, and no one ever taught us how to. It was just a miracle. I knew how to. I was like a 55 miles an hour pitcher, and I was very smart, but I didn't have a curveball or a drop ball or whatever. Just I guess I was a smart pitcher. So,
well, this Saturday you can join Stéphane Matteau along with Mark Messier, as well as some of his other former teammates, Brian Leach, Mike Richter, Adam Graves, Coach Mike Keenan. They will be at Woodbridge Brewery in Woodbridge, New Jersey. That's this Saturday. All of the details you can find hallofamesignings.com. Stéphane Matteau, thank you so much for your time here on the WDHA 2-Minute Drill. We've really enjoyed speaking with you.
Thank you very much. See you on this weekend. Thank you.